Shalom, shalom, peace and welcome. What's up, Saints? It's a mouth I acquired first name. IQ is all the same. You've reached DSTM or Don't Shoot the Messenger. Number 94, episode 94. All praises, honor, and glory to the Most High. Why Yahweh Shai. How's everybody doing this evening? I pray everybody is well. Seems like we ain't chopped it up and talked in a minute, right? But it's only been, what, 3-4 days? Time flies, man. We had a hump day. Hump day, Hebrew hump day, all praises. We halfway there to our goal of making it to the Sabbath, man. That seventh day of rest. I know we all need it. We all look forward to it, right? But until then, you know what time it is. When you tune in here, you know what to expect. First of all, if you walked in the house, I hope you wiped your feet. Did you wipe your feet or did you forget? Be honest. How do you wipe your feet? You know what you got to do. You got to hit that like button. You got to help me get this algorithm kicking so, this work can continually spread to those that need to hear it, those that desire it, those that are looking for it. Truth. Do your part. Wipe your feet on the mat, man. Y'all was raised right. You know the law. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Right? All right. Uh, I'm not even going to lie to y'all, man. There's so much going on and so much to cover. I can't do it in Hebrew Hump Day. I can't do it just in general. Lord willing, pray for me, y'all. That time and spirit, effort, research will allow me to do some of these DSTMs a little more often and try to be more groundbreaking, and in delivering some of this information, as it's breaking. Because there's so much, man. I've got literally maybe 50, 60 or more articles of information to share with brothers and sisters. And just, I just can't get to all of it. But I know that most of y'all that's been tuning in are intelligent, man. Y'all are doing your own research. You all looking in and seeing what's happening on the world stage that's playing out before us and are kind of hip to a lot of things that's happening. It's just my job to kind of keep the motivation going, helping to still expose and get more of this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding out to our people. Be the beacon of light, be a watchman for my brothers and sisters out there. You see the title, Israel. And you know who I'm talking to. I ain't talking to y'all that's woke. I'm talking to the ones that's still in a sunken place, still acting like they, ostriches with their heads buried in the sand, still walking around with blinders on, still zombified and high and, drunk and, completely consumed with the affairs of the flesh, that you're looking and seeing at everything crumbling around you, and all you're trying to do is pull out a broom to hopefully, make your path a little bit more clearer so you can just kind of sweep away some of the rubble and hope that it just isn't as bad as a destruction that you've just seen happen before your eyes. No, it's true. Everything that you've seen, witnessing, living is true, and it's all prophetic. Isn't that something? For our people who's out there denying, Bible deniers, for the good old Christian that just loves to hear the feel good speeches, the want to be prophesied lies and deceits, as is spoken of in Isaiah the 30th chapter, 9 down to verse 11 or 12. You want to hear smooth things, prophesy deceits, for you folks out there. For the brother that's still out there gang banging and wilding out on his people, still protecting a concrete slab that you don't own, defending it with your life, willing to give your life or take a life. I'm talking to you. For the sister that, is only concerned about how much money she can get out of niggas' pockets, how big a BBL you're going to get, how big of implants do you want, okay? How are you going to say? How are you going to swindle a brother so you can go over there to the Korean man and go get that Indian hair? That's all you concerned about. I'm talking to you. Get out that sunken place and look around and see what's happening. Okay, it's time to wake up, Israel. It's time to wake up. And he said, "Well, who's sleep? What are you talking about sleep?" Well, let's see it in the scriptures. Let's see it in the scriptures. Uh, oops, my bad. I'm not even sharing. Let me share with you. Hold on. Let me share with you, huh? Our people love to sleep, man. Our people love to sleep. Look at Isaiah 29, and let's look at verse 9, and then we'll read down. Isaiah 29:9 says, "Stay yourselves and wonder. Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink." That is the spirit that's on our people right now. Blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics, you are walking around here in a drunken stupor right now, completely oblivious to what's going on around you. You see it. You understand the effects. Your pockets is hurting from the gas. Your pockets is hurting from the inflationary food prices. Your baby's just crying because you can't fill up them cabinets and them shelves in the storehouse like you used to. But you just saying, "Oh, it's gonna pass away. And this is just this is just temporary." You've got loved ones that passed away from that thing that was third letter 19, third letter dash 19. Put it together. I'm not gonna say it. You've got loved ones that died from this thing. You've got quarantine fever. You know, you lost your job. You know what's going on, but you still start staggering around here, drunken in the spirit, not willing and ready to sober up and wake up and walk straight on that narrow path. You want to keep wobbling to the left, wobbling to the right, turning back the other way. You can't do that. You got to face what you're seeing as reality. There ain't a pill that you can pop that you're not going to sober up and have to look yourself in the mirror again and say, "Oh, this is real." It's not enough lean that you can sip on that you're never not going to sober up, and then you still got to look reality back in the face. It's not enough weed that you can blow. See, all those forms of escapism is temporal, and it's killing you slowly. So it's time to wake up. Verse 10. "For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep." So when the Israelites, when you see brothers and sisters out there, not saying the sisters out there on the streets, sisters should not be out there prophesying and teaching. Let's be clear. I'm talking about the sisters that talk to your family members, talk to your friends and coworkers. The ones that's questioning you. Why you wear those, those tassels and things off your skirt? Or why you got on your jacket? What do you do? Why you always got your head covered? Why are you always talking about the Bible? Why don't you eat pork anymore? I'm talking about the sisters who defend themselves in that manner. So when you are telling our people need to wake up. I mean, this is literal. There is a spirit of deep sleep that's on our people. So when we're saying wake up, I mean we're not saying it just because it sounds cool, not because it was the one of the last lines in Spike Lee's School Days back in the day. For y'all to remember that movie. Let me get another scripture. We're not talking about that. Look, this is why we say what we say. Okay, Isaiah 58:1. "Cry aloud, spare not." Classic scripture. "Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet." The trumpet was an instrument used in the times of old that was utilized to assemble the people, to declare a feast, to declare the new moon, right? To assemble for war, to help strategize and have our people assemble themselves in certain military fashions. Now the Lord is saying we have to utilize our voices just as a trumpet. This is why we have a memorial blowing of trumpets feast every year to cry aloud. And the Lord says, spare not. Because you know what? As annoying as we may sound, as disrespectful as it may seem as we come across, loud and boisterous, and may use a couple of profanity laced words, tirades. I mean, that's just passion that's coming from brothers. That's just a desired passion. People, why are you so mad? Why are you so upset? How come you Israelites are always yelling? Maybe because the Lord said that we need to cry loud and spare not. Well, you can get more bees with honey. And guess what? You can also get cavities too when your teeth ripped out. How about that? You love it so you love the sweet so much until your teeth is all rotten and all jacked up. And that's what happens when the churches be doing that to our people. Always telling them up here, and that comes from the damn church folk. You get more bees with honey. Is that always profitable? Is that always good? Sweeten up the deal a little bit. Isn't that a form of what do you call it? It's like persuasive speech, When you got to sweeten up the pot a little bit, make it a little bit more enticing, a little more tempting before you buy into something that you're questioning. But the Lord says, spare not. You know how when your alarm clock goes off, all of y'all, you know about it. That or depending on that, now you got different, ringtones on your phones and whatnot. But either way, you in that deep sleep, you enjoying that nice little rest, and when that thing goes off, that's vexing. You're like, dang, there go that thing. Oh no, is it already time to get up? Yeah, it's time to get up. But you know what? Some of our people like to just hit the snooze button. You want a little bit more rest. You want to lay up a little bit longer. You want to extend your time in that makeshift coffin called our beds. To quote Nas, sleep is a cousin of death. So should we be loving sleep like that? I'm not telling y'all to stay up and be zombies. This is all metaphorical, okay? Listen up. But the fact of the matter is our people love to stay asleep. So when we're out here crying aloud and trying to wake our people up, when you go and share this to, your Facebook page, when you go share this to your Instagram page, when you go share this to your email list, and you say, hey, check this video out. You're crying aloud. And you said, you know what? I know, my family don't like hearing this. Hey, the Lord says, spare not, right? But I don't care. I'm sending it anyway. Even if they delete it, you did your job of trying to wake them up. See? So we have to perform as spiritual alarm clocks to wake our people up. So cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions. As the glitterbug, preacher is running around here talking about God hates the sin but loves the sinner. Don't worry about the law. There is no transgression. We can't keep the law. You can't be perfect. I mean, all the excuses in the world of not trying to make corrections in life, to walk a little bit better, walk a little bit more straighter, to learn and understand how it is and what it is to truly fear the Lord. That's being obedient. Well, how do we find obedience? What do we mean by obedience? That means that there obviously was an instruction that was given that we were to apply, live, learn, and perform in our lives. That's showing obedience. It's showing our ability to be conformed to a righteous way. And when you go against that, you're being rebellious and you're now in transgression. So the Lord is saying, we've got to show our people our transgressions. Even though you run around here talking about, don't judge me. Am I judging you? Have I executed a judgment yet? Or am I forewarning you of the judgment that will happen to you if you don't repent? Can you get that straight? And I'm talking to the knucklehead, stiff-necked, hard-head Israelite out there, blacks and Native Americans and Hispanics, who refuse and constantly got every excuse in the book to not want to get your life in order. You know, don't read the Bible at all, but you know one thing. Doesn't the Bible say, judge not lest ye be judged? I mean, you got that. That's the one thing you do know. You know that one, John 3:16. And that might be the limitation to the scope of your understanding of the word of the Lord. But those defensive mechanisms in programmed speeches is already locked into you. Newsflash, the Lord said, show my people their transgressions, right? Well, what is a transgression? I'm going to come back. What's a transgression? We're going back to elementary school, y'all, for those who don't know. 1 John 3:4. Whosoever committeth what? Sin. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth, also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. Very simple. So when the Lord told us, hold on. When the Lord told us to cry loud and spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, meaning show my people their sins. First thing you do is, don't judge me. Only God can judge me. You damn right he will. And we're the ones telling you how he's going to do it. If you're a sodomite, if you're involved in homosexuality, the Lord said you deserve to be put to death, and you will be put to death. And what does a sodomite do? What does the LGBTQ plus community do? That's hate speech. Cancel him. How dare you? God doesn't judge love. All the foolishness. And all I did was show you your sins. And you say I'm judging. Ain't that something? But the Lord said, we've been called to lift up our voice like a trumpet, show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. The house of Jacob their sins. He's concerned with the house of Jacob. We need to get our house in order. Quit talking about what about the white man. That's the first thing. That's damn Stockholm syndrome and something else. Our people don't say, what about the Africans? I mean, somebody that's even more closer to hue in color. You would think that you would kind of jump to their defense first. No. What about the white man? You would think, oh, okay, forget the white man. You're a devout Muslim. What about my brothers, the Arabs, the Ishmaelites over there? Or what about it? No. You don't give a damn about that. And I'm not saying the Muslims say the white man first. But that's just a hypothetical saying that's how our people think. You don't think about the damn Africans. You don't think about the Chinese man, Japanese man. You don't think about none of them. White man first. But check this out. The Lord said, I'm concerned about the house of Jacob and their sins. Get the house of Jacob right. Everything else will fall into place. You understand? So, performing the duties of an alarm clock. Why? Because the Lord said in verse 10 of Isaiah, the 29th chapter, for the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep. So now it is time for us to cry aloud to wake our people up out of that deep sleep. That sunken place that you're in right now. Wake up. The world is crumbling around you. Prophecies are being fulfilled. Seals are being broken open. And our people are still running around here waiting to bet on March Madness. You want to know who's going to win the college basketball championship. That's all you enthralled with. You watching the NFL Combine. You want to know if your favorite college player is going to get if he's get drafted to your team. I mean, wake the hell up. All of that stuff is down at the bottom of your list of what you should be concerned about. As you're, tapping the tittle and breaking up your piggy bank, pushing together coins so that you can get a gallon of gas, and you worried about the damn draft in March Madness. I mean, does that make sense? For the Lord hath poured upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers hath he covered. So the Lord had sealed up the book, put a seal of sleep on our people. The prophets and the rulers have been covered. Now that covering has been unveiled. The truth has been declared for damn near 100 years or more now. There's been recorded history of various men, Josiah Ford and Rabbi Matthews, and the list goes on and on, of Israelites being awoken, drawing our people back to the book, learning their nationality, learning of the laws. And as the scriptures say, knowledge shall be increased. Many shall go to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. That's what we're witnessing now. More understanding is coming, an increase of knowledge. So the prophets and the ruler, the seers, have been awoken now, right? See? And now we're getting understanding. So we'll read down a little bit. It says that, and the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men delivered to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee, and saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. So the Lord did have a seal on the book for a while, because why? Deuteronomy 28 and the prevailing curses had to fulfill themselves during our time of captivity and bondage. Now the awakening is happening. The so-called white man done hijacked it, talking about it. It's a time of being woke and a great awakening and all of that. No, 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 no. That applies to my people. So-called blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics are waking up in massive numbers to who they are. I was just telling my sons last weekend. What was it? Last Sunday. I was in the store, and I seen a sister in there, got her fringes on, she shopping, doing her thing. I said, hey, shalom, sister. Good to see you. She said, hey, shalom, brother. I told him 15, damn near 20 years ago, that was damn near impossible. It was like finding a unicorn, at least in LA. Of all places, I was in Watts at the grocery store. And I'm like, what? All the way in Watts? They woke. 15, 20 years ago, seeing another Israelite out on the streets was like seeing a unicorn, man. At least in LA. I don't know about any other cities. But now you're seeing, and that's becoming more of a reoccurring thing. So it's a beautiful thing when I see my people woke like that. Verse 12, it says, and the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned. Verse 13, wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near with me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men. See, that's what Yahweh Shai was quoting in Mark the 7th chapter. It says, bottom line is, our people is out here drawing to the Most High. We've got a zeal, according to Romans 10, got a zeal for him, but not according to knowledge. We hooping and hollering. We can sing, praise, dance. We can shake them tambourines, hit the drums. We can dance and jig and, catch the Holy Ghost all damn day. Have Holy Ghost parties every Sunday. Prayer meetings on Tuesday. Choir rehearsal Wednesday. Bible study Thursday. You can do all of that. Your lips, you honor with him. He said, but you've removed your mind, your heart, far from me, and their fear from me toward me is taught by the precept of men. So now you're learning religious dogma. All the denominational factions of Catholicism and Christianity: Apostolic, Methodist, Baptist, Seventh Day Adventist, Mormon. The list goes on and on. African Methodist, Episcopalian. I mean, you're all over the damn place. This is why many of our people run around here with damn ashes on their heads right now for Lent. Where's that at in the Bible? Oh, you got your Easter suit ready? You're not preparing for Passover? You ready for Easter? I mean, this is what we're talking about. Our people have no idea. They ain't even Passover. They ain't even thinking about no damn Passover. Why? Because the precepts of men say no. Bunnies lay eggs. Go after that. Go get your Easter egg hunt on. Go buy the basket. Get the kids the candy. Buy little Junior the suit. Learning after the precepts of men. So our people are completely lost. If you continue to go down, the Most High said, well, let's read it. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. So now we're going to see all the folly that's going on, all of the false doctrines, all of the religious dogma, all of that is going to be shut down. Verse 15, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works in the dark. And they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed of him say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? So, are you going to be able to start questioning the Lord? All of the wickedness is going on in the earth, all of the religious factions, we've covered ad nauseum. The corruption of the Catholic Church, which is pretty much the fountain of where all of these other religions sprout from. Who seeth us, who knows us? Are you going to be able to start telling the Most High what he has and what understanding he has? I mean, this is what we're talking about, man. So our people need to wake up. Enough of the folly, enough of the foolishness, the sunken place. We got to get up out of it. All right. Let's open up with this. Let me make sure I'm sharing correctly so I can get the sound on. Let's see here. Hold on. Just want to make sure I'm sharing with the sound. So I'm going to play this video real quick. Check your boy out. Slow Biden at it again.
It's going to go up. Can't do much right now. Russia's responsible. It's going to go up. Can't do much right now. Russia's responsible. It's going to go up.
So look at these guys. Look at this coon right here. Is he smiling, right? The question, look at him. Showing his damn teeth. The question was, they asked Slow Biden what the status is or what's going on with the gas prices. He said it's going to go up. Let's play it again.
Can't do much right now. Russia's responsible. It's going to go up. Can't do much right now. Russia's responsible. It's going to go up. Can't do much right now. Russia's responsible.
Do you see that damn lie? They asked him, what's up with gas prices? He said it's going to go up. We can't do much right now. And then put out the narrative that Russia is responsible. I mean, how long have we been talking about gas going up and the effects that it's been having on people's pockets? Haven't we been talking about that since last year? Huh? See, this is part of the narrative that they're out there painting regarding this war that they've ignited and triggered. And now they always have someone to blame. If it's a cyber attack, oh, the Russians did it. Oh, if it's because of the pandemic, the Chinese did it. Oh, it's because, every time there's always somebody to blame. Meanwhile, it is these people, you know who I'm talking about, the damn devil, are the ones that's responsible for all of this madness because the greater agenda is to, quote, build back better, right? They need a great reset. So the economy and everything has to crash. The industrial complex and how the world runs, even by its power, needs to collapse. So when you're talking about fossil fuels and oil and all that other, they need all of that to go because why? They want to have a clean green energy. They want to quote unquote save the earth. So what do we have to do? We've got to demonize natural gas from the oil and all that other stuff. We need to get rid of that. So we got to make it unattainable for people so that we can introduce the new ways. Because hey, what did he say when he was questioned when he had a speech about a week ago when he had to face his his addressing of the nation? They were talking about the gas prices then. He said, "Man, buy an electric car. You'll save like $80 a month or some madness like that." Well, in California, isn't that what they're pushing out here? I mean, really nationwide. All of the car companies from Audi to Ford to Nissan, all of them are going electric. Between 2025 and 2030, they want electric cars. They already banned small gas engines and small gas um, things come 2020. I think it's 2024 in California. No more lawnmowers, no more generators, no more scooters and go karts, and no more of them little gas bikes. Jake's is riding around here with. No more leaf blowers, lawnmowers, all the other stuff. Anything powered by gas, out of here, because they want you to save the earth. But he said, "Hey, gas is up, and ain't much we can do about it right now. It's Russia's fault." Negro, no, slow Biden is a nigga. I mean, just flat out lied and said, "Oh, it's Russia's.
Russia's responsible. Russia's gonna go up."
Now he just said that with a straight face. It's gonna go up. He didn't say, "I'm working on it. I'm trying to do everything I can to reduce it. I'm trying to, do what I can to get back into opening up the pipelines here in America." You know, no. He said with a straight face, "It's going up. And if you want somebody to blame, don't look at me. Blame the other white man." The damn devil, boy, I tell you. Here you go.
Can't do much right now.
Can't do much right now. Meaning I'm not doing anything about it. Because I want this thing to collapse. I want everything to go up. I want you broke. I want you destitute. And I want you begging me for help. And he's just a damn stool pigeon. He's slow Biden. He don't know nothing. But he's operating off of the words and authority of his controllers. Let me finish this.
Russia's responsible.
And that's the narrative.
They're really showing themselves to do really well. Come on, man.
Come on, man. That's his favorite line. Okay. But look at this. Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, that's the UAE, leaders decline calls with Biden amid fears of oil price spike. You know the slow Biden's been out there begging now. As that when they cut off Russia, and they said the Russians, oil is cut off. He said, "We're not going to finance your war." Because remember last weekend we pulled out the information on it and busted him and said, even though he's running around here talking about all these sanctions, and how much he's hurting, Russia, and they've gotten hit economically like never before. But they were still getting oil shipped over here. They were still paying for oil from Russia, huh? And now once everybody started exposing that and got on their heads, they said, "Oh, all right, cut off Russia. We got to cut them off officially." So once they did that, now slow Biden said, "I got to go kiss ass, and I got to get on the phone, and I got to holler at Ishmael." He's been on the phone. He's trying to call Saudi Arabia. He's trying to call Iran, which he's got sanctions on as far as nuclear energy and everything else. He's got sanctions on Venezuela. He called them. Now he's going back crawling on his belly, just like the snake that he is, and saying, "You know what? Everybody that I got problems with, let me go holler at them because I know they got oil and maybe I can ease up on them." So he went down to Venezuela and said, "Hey, you want to negotiate? We can kind of ease up those sanctions if you open up that oil to us." Venezuela's like, "Nigga, we ain't talked to you in 15 years. And you got sanctions on us, punishing us because we don't want to be part of your damn madness. And now you want to talk when you need us?" Oh, Iran. Hey, let me holler at you. I know we got sanctions on you. We said you can't get any nuclear power, no energy. We don't trust you. We know that you've been threatening to nuke and bomb Israel. But the hell with Israel right now. We need oil. Y'all want to talk? Hey, Ishmael over there in Saudi Arabia. We need oil. We don't like you, sand niggas over there. But we need oil. Ishmael said, "Who's that calling? Oh, that's slow Biden? Hey, hang that up. We ain't talking to him." So what's that mean? So when he said can't do much right now, that's one thing he wasn't lying about. It's gonna go up. Saudi Arabia and the UAE leaders declined calls with Biden amid fears of oil price spike. The Gulf nations have capacity to pump more oil to ease supply fears, but relations with the U.S. have chilled under Biden. Don't nobody like slow Biden, man. Nobody trusts the devil. The de facto leaders of Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates have declined to arrange calls for U.S. President Slow Biden in recent weeks as the U.S. and its allies have sought to contain a surge in energy prices caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. It ain't Come on now. Y'all know. I mean, showed y'all pictures on Route 1 out here in California months ago where gas was up to $6+ a gallon already. We've talked about it until ad nauseum, especially in California. We've been getting hit upside the head for damn near a year now with gas prices increasing. Remember last year when when they said that the gas line got hacked from Texas all the way to New Jersey? Everybody was, uh, fasting on gas. Mile long, half mile long lines, people waiting to go get gas. They was talking about this is reminding people of the 70s and when inflation hit and had the gas crunch back in the 70s. That was all going on last year. And these people talking about, oh, it's because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Get the hell out of here. They was already plotting and planning and shutting things down back then. That's what this whole pandemic shutdown, lockdown, was really preluding to the big thing, which is this war now. See, and now you notice ain't nobody talking about the third letter -19 no more. Because that fulfilled its purpose, but it wasn't as effective as we needed it to be. Open up stage two, phase two of Operation Global Reset. Phase two of New World Order. See? Reading on. According to the Wall Street Journal, citing Middle East and U.S. officials, both Saudi Prince Mohammed bin Salman and the UAE Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan have been unavailable to Biden after U.S. requests were made for discussions. I mean, what you think? Here you are, but you've been ishing in on Ishmael all this time, and now all of a sudden, Slow Biden says, "Hey, when I call, you better answer the phone." It smells like, nigga, go to hell. We ain't available. Send them the voicemail. There was some expectation of a phone call, but it didn't happen. The U.S. official said of a plan for Saudi Prince Mohammed and Biden to speak. It was part of a turning on the spigot of Saudi oil. Last week, OPEC Plus, which includes Russia, declined to increase oil production despite Western entreaties, but reports of frigid communications with Saudi Arabia come as the Biden administration seeks to increase oil supply after formally banning Russian oil imports on Tuesday, pushing the oil prices to $130 a barrel, the highest level in 14 years. Y'all see the effects of it. Everywhere you go, you looking at the gas price. It's all going up. And they said it's not stopping. They're talking about the national average is over $4 right now. I mean, please, in California, we'll be begging for that. We're pushing damn near 7 in some places. 6 plus. I mean, the cheapest of gas. Arco, USA, oil, all them other little spots. Y'all in LA, y'all know what I'm talking about. They 550, 560. Huh? The crunch at the pump is real. So they're saying blame Russia for that, though, huh? White man is something else, boy, something else. But we see what's going on. But check this out, though. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this. COP26 coalition is worth 130 trillion. Vows to put climate at the heart of finance. What is this talking about? Yep, you guessed it. The new currency. They've already got this lined up. $130 trillion worth of investment into a new finance based on climate. Yeah, you heard about that, right? Where the finance is going to be based upon your carbon footprint. They're going to take everything that we have through cyber attacks, bank runs, and everything else, and then give you back what they want you to have. And I'm not saying you, I'm including myself. That's the plan. So it's going to be based upon your carbon footprint. How much and what are you spending on as it pertains to the preservation of the earth? Oh, your carbon credits are exceeded because you bought too much gas. You're cut off for the month. Your carbon credits have exceeded because you're buying too much beef, and beef is involved with cleaner energy. The cows farting and all of that is destroying the atmosphere. All of that madness. Your carbon credit is going to base upon the food that you buy. What are you buying that's helping to preserve the earth? All of those things is going to be lined up within this whole thing, and it's all going to be digital. Say goodbye to cash money. I mean, we've been talking about that for the longest. Fiat currency, paper money ain't worth nothing because it has no substance to back it. Back in the day, gold was a standard that backed up the value of the dollar. Right now, there's nothing behind it. All it is like monopoly money. You print it up, you spend it out, and then you just create debts and credits based upon how much money is circulating out in the financial sphere. So they've already got a coalition lined up with $130 trillion to establish a new finance currency, which is all centered around climate change. See? Bankers, insurers, and investors with $130 trillion at their disposal pledged on Wednesday to put combating climate change at the center of their work and gain support in the form of efforts to put green investing on a firmer footing. Listen, that's all that they're talking about right now. Climate change, green, new energy, clean energy, this, that, and third, your rent, your smart meters that they're going to have in your homes. They want to see, what and how are you keeping the environment safe? Oh, and you can't do it? Well, we're going to cut you off. You don't want to do it? You ain't getting it. You're going to starve out. Look, Biden takes a step towards government-backed digital currency. Here we go. Cashless society, the Fed coin, all that stuff is on its way. I mean, these devils are seriously wild, man. I mean, when you really sit back and look at how they set this whole thing up, man, they are strategic as hell, slick as ever, fork tongued, and they lining it all up, man. And they got the fall guys in place. The puppets is out here, yapping at a rapid rate. The people are zombified and distracted with every little bit of technology, social media, every little thing that will keep you distracted and away from reality. They got it. They got the metaverse lined up, completely separated. And as we're over here distracted, as we're in our sunken places, they're sitting out here operating and setting up shop to smack us all in the face with a whole change of life. And either you with it, you're gonna take sips from the wine of the wrath of the fornication of this great whore, or you gonna mess around and starve out and die or get put to death. That's what they want. See, that's why we have to be locked in, centered in our faith. We got to be locked in and centered in our fear of the Most High and keeping His commandments. Because really, at the end of the day, man, we don't stand a chance in hell trying to overthrow this. We not gonna do this physically. You can't. It is going to take, and it is going to be necessary that a supernatural, above natural, spiritual intervention has to happen in order to overthrow this wickedness that's here. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Look at that guy. Oops. That guy. Let me see here. No, Habakkuk. My bad. Habakkuk 1 and 5. It says, "Behold ye among the heathen." Key word. Who's among the heathen? Who's been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth like a whirlwind? Among the heathen, right? Four corners of the earth. Look at Zechariah 7:14. But I scattered them with the whirlwind among all the nations whom they knew not. Thus the land was desolate after them, that no man passed through nor returned. So we've been exiled from our land. And we ain't talking about, Jake said, they moved over there, that's living over there in Demona or whatever. Or Jason went over there just to visit for a hot minute and left up out of there. We're talking about as a nation. Our people have been gone, exiled from our homeland. Desolate after them, no man passed through nor returned, for they laid the pleasant land desolate. Our original homeland, Israel, is now desolate of its rightful owners. Blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics, that's ours. But we've been scattered with the whirlwind among the nations. So when we see this here, it said, "Behold ye among the heathen," that's talking to the Israelites. It said, "And regard and wonder marvelously." We're going to see some things that's going to be happening in the spirit that's going to be unbelievable as time moves on. Whether our people believe it or not, choose to believe it or not, want to stay blind to the fact, want to stay in that sunken place, man, do that if you want. But the Lord said He's going to be doing marvelous works only if you're regarding, if you're watching, and you're tuned into the Spirit. It said, "For I will work a work in your days which ye will not believe, though it be told you." I mean, that's even us in this truth. We can read about these things, man. We can, lock in our faith as best as we can. And some of our people out there still don't believe. I mean, it's Israelites out there, begging, hoping we got more time here, and don't want to see the end yet. And I mean, I'm not saying fast forward and say, "Hey man, pray for the death of you." If you, how do you know you're ready? That's why the scriptures say, "Man, woe to those them that desire the day of the Lord. For what end will it be for you?" I mean, none of us are guaranteed, but hey, if you got to go out for the word, then that's just the fate that's been sealed for us. We pray that the Most High finds our works righteous enough that we see the kingdom in the end, right? But it said, which ye will not believe, though it be told you. So it's going to take a super um a miraculous spiritual effort by the Lord to intervene this great evil that's upon us right now. It said, even though we've been told about it, he said, you have not believed, though it be told you. We're reading about it, but it's going to take a real investment of faith and understanding for everything to manifest itself. So, getting back over to this, we see here Biden takes a big step toward government backed digital currency. The Biden administration is throwing its support behind further study and development of what would be known as the U.S. central bank digital currency. Look at this old decrepit heathen, man. A U.S. digital currency could be on the horizon. Could be. You know damn well it is on the horizon. The Biden administration is putting its support behind the research and development of a, quote, U.S. central bank digital currency, or the CBDC. So when you understand that this is part of the building back better, we need to collapse all ways of finance that we see right now. And guess what? You've already got $130 trillion worth of investors and hedge fund owners and insurance. Look at what it said. Banks are already on deck. Insurers on deck. Investors on deck. 130 trillion. I mean, America is how much? $30 trillion in debt? That's enough to get out of debt and establish a whole new currency, a whole new wave of control. Threefold. The move is part of a sweeping executive order President Joe Biden signed on Wednesday, instructing the federal government to explore possible uses and regulations of digital assets like cryptocurrencies. See, what they want to do is get in there, regulate, collapse the cryptocurrency space, get in on them blockchains, shut down all the ones that's out there scamming and scheming. That's why they out here allowing all that to go down. And now you start seeing all these little scammers out there that's getting caught up so that they can come in and say, see what happens when you think you want your little independent coins? See what happens when you think you escaped? You need me. Because who do people run to? Oh, now you want to go to the government. Now you want to go to the man. They say, hey, they stole from me, man. They hacked my account. They took it. They're gonna say, hey, well, you wanted that unregulated madness, didn't you? You want regulation? You want law? You want me to intervene? Just say the magic word and I'm coming in. Oh, so now that they've got enough of these little, enough reason for them to step in and say, okay, well, guess what? We're going to have a U.S. central bank digital currency now. And that's what all currencies of America is going to use. And you know what? The dollar is accepted worldwide. Just an exchange rate. So guess what? This U.S. digital bank currency, whatever, is going to be a global currency that's accepted all over. The move is part of a sweeping executive. Okay, let me drop down. My administration places the highest currency on research and development efforts in the potential design and deployment of options of the United States CBDC. The executive order reads, the order asks for a wide variety of agencies to begin research and submit reports on a variety of issues surrounding digital currency, from design and security to financial and societal impacts. So we already know that he already laid out the law talking about he wants in on all $600 or more transactions from your digital spaces, your PayPals, your Cash Apps, your Venmo, and all that other stuff. That was already something. Oh, you got all this little money and you ain't paying no taxes. I want in. Now they're coming in on a whole nother level. They already are introducing the new way that this is happening. The order asks for a variety of agencies to begin research and submit reports on a variety of issues surrounding digital currencies, from design and security to financial and societal impacts. We know the implications of potentially issuing a digital dollar are profound. They're extraordinarily wide-ranging, a senior administration official told reporters on a call Tuesday. Although a U.S. digital currency could not necessarily change much in terms of everyday experiences like buying goods and services, economists say it could transform central and commercial banking, as well as government sanctions, banking accessibility, and taxes. So we see what he's doing. Okay. Cashless society, the digital era is already upon us. I mean, they've been working on this for years on end. Now they're just announcing it. Y'all been following the war. You know what's going on. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but you can just see here. Stalled and frustrated Putin will likely double down in the coming weeks, CIA says. We'll probably talk a little bit more in depth on this on the next DSTM on the Shabbat. But just a little update. The CIA saying he's going to double down. Well, what does that mean? You listen to some of the press. You listen to some of these news clips. They're talking about how the Ukrainians is in there whipping the Russians' ass. But meanwhile, still running around here talking about support Ukraine, help Ukraine, help Ukraine. They need help. How viciously the Russians are bombing all over the place, and the poor Ukrainians are running for their lives and looking to exile and get out of the country. And this is just like World War II. I mean, they just got through saying that the President Zelensky is just like Winston Churchill is the last, the U.S. president in World War II. I mean, all of these damn comparisons that they keep talking about is just like World War II can only lead to the fact that, yes, what were we talking about? World War II? So now, if all of these mirrored comparisons are happening, we must be entering in World War III then. No new thing under the sun, right? The things that were done aforetime before our learning. Romans 15:4. So now the CIA is saying Putin is going to double down. So does that mean he's going to get more aggressive with what's going on? And that's probably, propaganda. Oh, the Ukrainians is winning. Ukraine is out there talking about they done already killed 10,000 soldiers, took down 50 million planes and trains. And then we find out, that whole Ghost of Kiev Top Gun pilot that's down there downing. I mean, the legend of that has continued on. If y'all heard about that, they're talking about the one solo pilot and shot down 6, Russian planes by himself. Now I think it's up to like 9, or it's up to like 10 or 12 now. And I just covered the story, and they said that whole footage came from a video game. So that was a lie. Remember that Snake Island? They said it was 12 to 13 soldiers on the Snake Island, and the Russian destroyer ship came in and said surrender or else. And they said, go F yourselves, Russia. And they said all 13 of them died valiantly, and the president said they was heroes. Remember that? Wound up that was a lie. That all of them are alive and being treated well as captives with Russia, if that's true. Now they're saying that Russia, the CIA's research is saying they're going to double down. So that means he's going to either escalate with how and what he uses in this war. Could nukes be part of the scenario? Who knows? Could it get turned up to the point to where the neighboring NATO countries feel provoked to get involved? Who knows? We'll talk more about it this weekend. Most High willing. Look at this. CIA Director William Burns said Tuesday that Russia's invasion of Ukraine has fallen far short of Vladimir Putin's expectations and that he believes the Russian president is likely to escalate military operations. So CIA Director William Burns is saying that things ain't going as planned. It ain't as easy as he thought. Maybe Putin might up the ante with the type of weaponry that he's using. I think Putin is angry and frustrated right now. He's likely to double down and try to grind down the Ukrainian military with no regard for civilian casualties. As they're out there, saying he's just out there. He's out there killing the civilians, but not the soldiers. If that makes any sense. Burns testified before the House Intelligence Committee. His military planning and assumptions were based on a quick, decisive victory. Burns was one of several intelligence chiefs who appeared before the committee's annual hearing on worldwide threats. I mean, look, if you just see this alone, his military planning and assumptions were based on a quick, decisive victory. They've already been talking about all didn't they already capture Kiev, the capital? Haven't they already conquered a few cities? Don't they already have two of the districts already on the side of the Russians? Hasn't President Zelensky been, begging for NATO to intervene and send them more weapons because they need help? Hasn't he already been on record saying what happened, Biden? You were supposed to get our back. Now you left us to fight alone. I mean, that sounds like somebody who's getting their ass whipped, pleading for help. But leave it to the propaganda machine. Oh, the brave Ukrainians who, the farmer that just got an AK thrown in his hands is out here and he done killed up 30 Russian soldiers and they're riding on tanks and spray painting. I mean, it's all kind of madness going on, man. So the CIA saying, man, that they expect Putin to up the ante because he's frustrated right now. We'll see what happens with that. Remember this? And this is for the Negroes out there, man, that's talking about pray for Ukraine. This is for the Hispanics out there who's talking about pray for Ukraine, who's getting your knees dirty in the cathedrals, and in your churches, and walking around here protesting and marching, begging for America to intervene and do something about it. How about this, man? No, 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 no. Where's those thunderbolts at? See this? Remember the Nazi thunderbolts? This is all symbolizations of Nazism, Aryans. This is all symbolisms that we see associated with white supremacy. This is all things that we see symbolizing uh, what do you call them? Um, I'm drawing a blank. Neo, neo Nazis, right? The little thunderbolts. Now we talked about this before. Now it's making news regarding the roots of Nazism and white supremacy that's been locked down in the Ukraine, just by how they've been treating the black folks that's over there. Now, whether or not they're Israelites, that's besides the point. Let's just look at it from a perspective of dark skinned people are over there being discriminated against, are being treated, are being racially profiled. They're being treated like and stereotyped over there. And you see here on their flags, this is their symbolization of the thunderbolts, right? The mainstream media is not talking about that. Now they're being forced to address it because videos is coming out. People are going viral on their social media channels talking about, look what's happening to the Nigerians and the black folks that's over there. You know that the Nigerian and the Africans been going to school and had a network of understanding with Russia since back in like the early 60s, maybe even as early as the 50s, with them going over there, going to school, and that's all they know. Like generationally, their father, grandfather, whoever could have went to school there. It's cheaper than going to school in Europe, cheaper than going to school in America. They go over there to Ukraine, they become either migrant workers or they go to school, take the knowledge, and then they go back, and then they end up opening up like negotiating terms with Russia and some of the African countries politically, in exchange. And back in the 60s, when the Ukraine was still part of Russia and the Soviet Union, Russia told the Ukraine, "Hey, you're gonna have to open up your doors for these black folks coming over here to get educated because we're gonna use them." Ukraine didn't want to do it. They even had riots. Hold on, they even had riots. Uh, Hold on. Let me see. Now you remember last week when I brought this out, some of these headlines was at the bottom. Hold on. Ukraine. I'm trying to think of the headline I was reading. Um, let me see. Let me see. Maybe. What's the name? Will do it. Maybe you'll find it on what's the name? Um, Wikipedia. But there was they had a riot like in the '60s, man. It got Cassie was getting put to death. Uh, let's see here. Let me see what this says here. According to a Western human rights organization, asylum seekers, refugees, students, and labor migrants are among the victims of a bias-motivated violence, which have also included diplomats, expatriate employees, and foreign companies, members of visible minorities in Ukraine, and Ukrainians who have assisted hate crime victims, foreign students, of which there were some 40,000 have been among the principal victims of hate crimes. Well, hello? Let's just stop there. Can we just stop there? Hmm? As America is trying to rally up billions of dollars to go help support them, as America's running around here with their little pins on talking about support Ukraine, help Ukraine, Ukraine don't give a damn about you so-called blacks and Hispanics, man. Brown skin is disgusting to them. And we're sitting up here, ooh, wait a minute. Man, see, now I'm reminded of, oh man, what's that cat's name, man? Something billions. Hold on, where's my phone at? I remember his name. Damn it. Hold on. I wanna, cause I meant to post I meant to take a screenshot of it. But if not, I'm gonna just read it from my phone because this is ridiculous. Hold on. Damn it. Mind you, I ain't never heard of this brother. Never heard of him. But apparently, he's a rapper. Bobby Billions, right? And hold on. Bobby Billions. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna read this post, and then most High willing on on uh on the next DSTM, we're going to I'm gonna let y'all see it. Hold on. It was on Spade TV. Let me see if it'll open up. Uh, what is this? Oh, here it go. Hold on. What is this? Well, I want to play. Okay, good. I found it. All praises. Look at this. Rapper OG Bobby Billionaire calls on gang members to unite and fly to Ukraine to defend the Ukraine against the. I hope this is fake news. I hope this is fake news. Please tell me this is fake news. This nigga, OG Bobby Billionaire. This nigga talking about calling gang members to unite to fight Ukraine. Not to unite to stop fighting against yourselves. Not to unite to defend your own neighborhoods, to defend your women, to defend your children. Not to be fathers to your children. Now, what are you talking about, Bobby Billionaire? Tell me this is fake news, y'all. See, niggas like this is gonna be the first ones to get dropped when this whole World War, racial riots break out and all of that, man. You talking about Stockholm to the next level. He's talking about gang members need to unite and fly to the Ukraine. Nigga. How about go around the corner and go make peace with your rival hood? Goddamn nigga, man. Look at this. Fly to Ukraine to defend the Ukraine against the Russians. Some of these videos got me ready to grab my stick and fly to Ukraine. Nigga, get out of here. I'm calling on all slaughter gang members, OTF, NBA, the GDs and the BDs. We got to put an end to this shit. Can you put an end to what's going on in your own neighborhood, Negro? Give me a goddamn break, man. But is he reading about this? Aren't they talking about this a humanitarian effort right now going on over there? Huh? According to a Western human rights organization, asylum seekers, refugees, students, and labor migrants are among the victims of bias-motivated violence, which have also included diplomats, expatriate employees of foreign companies. Minorities in the Ukraine. Hold on. Get out the way. Minorities of visible members of visible minorities in the Ukraine and Ukrainians have assisted hate crime victims. Are you talking about grabbing them sticks, man, and go over there and go liberate and get your people up out of the Ukraine? Are you talking about that? Is that what you? Is that maybe that's what he's talking about? Hold on, maybe that's what he's saying. Some of these videos got me ready to grab my stick and fly to Ukraine. Put it into what? I mean, maybe I gotta be optimistic. Maybe he's talking about the racism that's going on over there. Maybe he's talking about that. OG Bobby Billionaire, you need to come outside and explain that. Come outside and explain this post, man. Because if you're talking about, okay, we need to go over there, man, and get what you perceive as your people up out of there, okay, I'll give you a pass on that. Because right now, they saying that you're talking about going to help the Ukrainians. Nigga, get out of here, man. Explain that, Bobby Billionaire, man. Somebody holler at him. Foreign students, of which there's some 40,000, have been among the principal victims of hate crimes. Small populations of citizens and immigrants of African origin are highly visible and particularly vulnerable targets of racism and xenophobia. Although relatively few people of African origin reside in the Ukraine, the hate violence against this group has been extraordinary. African refugees, students, visitors, and a handful of citizens and permanent residents of African origin have lived under constant threat of harassment and violence. During the 2009 flu pandemic in the Ukraine, in November 2009, the police Transcarpathia asked the local population to report every instance of meeting or communicating with foreigners. The police explains that the reason for such a request was the worsening of the epidemiological situation in Transcarpathian region and the increasing risk of getting ill. The Uzhhorod police removed the request from their website after the media drew attention to it. Okay. During the 2021-2022 Russia-Ukrainian crisis and the military escalation that occurred in February 2022, reports of African and Indian students who were attempting to escape being denied on the trains and through Poland border surface. South African and Nigerian officials commented on these reports, condemning the treatments of Africans. I mean, hello? And then when you see this, Ukraine's Nazi problem is real, even if Putin's denazification claim isn't. See, they don't want to give him no type of light on shining the light on what's really going on over there and some of the problems that exist over there. They said, "Oh, if it come out of Putin's mouth, no, 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 don't believe that. Oh, it's real. It's real." But we're not going to talk about that. So, is America supporting Nazis? Are they supporting racism? Of course they are. I mean, this place is rooted in it. This is how they obtained the land. This is how they enslaved the people. This is how they have a continual systematic racist government system in place. Why would they support it? Not acknowledging this threat means that little is being done to guard against it. Really? Look at this. But even though Putin is engaging in propaganda, oh, it's propaganda, huh? Okay. It also it's also true that Ukraine has a genuine Nazi problem. Is it propaganda or is it true? See how they play games? That's the fork-tongued nature of the so-called white man. If it comes from him, it's propaganda. But then you have to back it up and say it's actually a real problem. Both past and present. Putin's destructive activities among the devastation of Jewish communities make clear that he's lying when he's saying his goal is to ensure anyone's welfare. But important as it is to defend the yellow and blue flag against the Kremlin's brutal aggression, it would be a dangerous oversight to deny Ukraine's anti-Semitic history in collaboration with Hitler's Nazis, as well as a latter-day embrace of neo-Nazi factors in some quarters. Give me a break. And they only saying, "Oh, it's not neo-Nazism. There's no because the president is Jewish." Don't nobody give a damn about a protected puppet that comes from, that's given power by the elites. You know they tripping, but they saying, man, try that fake Jew if you want to. You know who's standing behind him? Yeah, the elites, all that. Yeah, they're standing behind him. The Zionists that got money and power, we're standing behind him. He's our puppet. Leave him alone. So that whole narrative can kind of get dispelled. To say, how they racist and Nazi if the president's Jewish? I mean, first of all, he's not a real Jew anyway. So what does that matter? But is there a problem with racism over there? Absolutely. Have they brainwashed the whole world into forgetting about that fact and denying it and seeing it happen in 2020? We ain't gonna talk about, oh, that was in the past. No, 2022. Real time is going on. And they telling you support. And a nigga like Bobby Billionaire is talking about grabbing his stick to go over there and telling all the gang members, let's unite to go put an end to the war in Ukraine. Nigga, get out of here. Disgusting. Disgusting. Okay. Let me close out with this one. You know what's going on in Florida? I think they also were trying to get it instituted in Texas. They got a "Don't Say Gay" bill that passed. What does that mean? They want to stop the teaching of LGBTQ plus curriculum and sexual orientation persuasive materials in younger age children. That gets passed, and people are upset. Look, the chance of dozens of students from across Florida could be heard through the walls of the Senate chamber on Monday as lawmakers debated a contentious proposal to bar lessons about sexual orientation and gender identity from kindergarten to third grade. I mean, and you got high school students and above who's out here protesting and yelling at the top of their lungs how this isn't right. I mean, kindergarten or third grade, you trying to tell me that kids need to be learning about sexual orientation? They need to be concerned about the LGBTQ plus community. They need to, have the drag queens coming in reading to them. They need to be reading about all these little gay and sexual orientated books in the schools right now. They need to have the teachers out there promoting the hijacked rainbow flag. They need that. Well, Florida says no, we're not doing that. We say gay. So from kindergarten to third grade, they're saying don't even mention gay, man. Leave that alone. Which is light. They saying at least after third grade you could do it. They mad about that. You tell me we're not in spiritual Babylon, man. This place got burned. A day later, an emotionally divided Senate voted 22 to 17 to pass the measure dubbed the Don't Say Gay bill by opponents and the Parental Rights in Education bill by Republican backers. Two Republican senators, Jeff Brandes and Jennifer Bradley, voted against the measure with the Democrats. The proposal now heads to the governor's desk as a broader push by Republicans to prioritize parents in the state's education. Democrats say it will harm the LGBTQ students. Look who they protected. Don't do that. You're going to harm them from coming up as one of our minions. Here we are. Modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Unbelievable. They don't even want you to protect the information that's going into your children's ears right now. They want complete control of their sexual orientation. They want them turned out. I mean, we've done the stories about them recruiting them into their little clubs. Teachers are already being paid to influence the gender. All of this madness, man. Y'all remember this? This is big news. U.S. man who got his first pig heart transplant. Well, died 2 months later. Esau's running around here, so happy about the successful pig transplant that happened. This is what happens when you start trying to create abominable forms of healing, man. You're doing these chimeric type sciences, man, trying to mix beast with man. Trying to mix beast with man. Chimerism. Uh, Let me see if it. I'm trying to even. It's a PubMed article. Human animal chimeras and hybrids, an ethical paradox behind moral confusion. The prospect of creating and using human animal chimeras and hybrids that are significantly human like in their composition, phenotype, cognition, and behavior meets with divergent moral judgments. On the one side, it is claimed that such beings might be candidates for human analogous rights to protection and care. On the other side, it's supposed that their existence might disturb fundamental natural and social orders. In other words, they're talking about human animal hybrids. Man, I made mention of this a long time ago. The Island of Dr. Moreau. Go watch that movie if you want. I always give y'all the movie reference, man. Esau's going to tell you before it's all said and done. He's going to expose some things. But now we see here their efforts in trying to get this man an animal heart failed. The Most High put his butt to death. They thought that he acknowledged he was going to be used as a guinea pig. No pun intended. But that ain't going down, man. Most High is not with that. Okay? Let's look at this last thing right here. Just something to think about. Just something to think about. While the people is out here, look at this. Live update. Pentagon rejects any plan for NATO nations to provide MiG fighter jets to the Ukraine. But I thought they had to go to Kiev or Kiev. He's supposed to be over there knocking down all the planes. Modern day Top Gun. They're begging for jets over there so they can try to help fight. And NATO said, "No, that's not going down. We're not doing that." but Ukraine's winning the war. Why they need jets? Anyway, all right. So consider this: 2 years on, the WHO warns the pandemic is far from over. Whoa! So don't get too comfortable, y'all. Yeah, the masks are coming off. Yeah, you can now, nobody's tripping about social distance. Third letter 19 is a thing of the past. the okra, the delta, all that shit out of here, right? It's gone. Mm. What happened with Slow Biden? Didn't he say, I'm not signing off on an executive order to end the Emergency Response Act or whatever the name of it was? He said, no, we're going to need that in the back pocket. So it's coming back. They're just giving you the hints. Hey, it's not over. It's not over. The pandemic is far from over. The WHO's leader insisted Wednesday, 2 years after he first used the term to wake up the world to an emerging threat of the thing. So I'm going to leave that there. Just a little reminder that they're going to bring that thing back on top of the inflation, the war, the gas, the famine. 2022 moving forward is going to be real definitive on where we stand at um, when this thing is all said and done. Moving forward, all right. So I think that's enough for everybody to chew on. It's enough for everybody to chew on. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh Shai. The email is there, thecovenant144@gmail.com. Instagram is Messengers of the Covenant. If you care to donate, appreciate all the brothers and sisters who have found it in your hearts to donate your alms to help us forward this ministry, to continue keep the proverbial lights on, to help us glorify the Most High and Yahweh Shai in our works. The water to y'all, thank y'all for your assistance and help. Cash App $IQAhmath is how you can donate. And it's all in your spirit and in your heart. I don't do it for the money. I don't have this. Ain't no, what do you call it? Patreon and all that other stuff. I'm not, like I said that a long time ago. I had no intentions on doing like that, but I understand why some brothers and sisters do that because of the muzzles that get put on everybody's mouths and the censoring that goes on, the canceling of the word because of the nature of the message, you know. So I get it. While brothers would choose to make their things exclusive, but if the spirit of giving in alms is on your heart, that's how you can do it to help us. But that's it, man. I'm out of here. All praise, honor, glory to the Most High, man. Make sure that y'all wiped your feet when you came in. And if you haven't, go back, hit that button for me. Most High willing, see brothers and sisters on the Sabbath. It's going to be a Friday Night Lights. Make sure you take your nap. Get your notepad out. Get your favorite little snack. Whatever you need to prepare yourself because we going in. All right. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here, man. Blessed Hebrew Hump Day to y'all, man. Always remember, fear the Most High, keep the commandments, and don't ever shoot the messenger.